All right, Mike Bradley for Shore Sports ND at Overtime Live. We're at Wycomico High School with head coach Isiah Taylor. A big game Friday night. It's our Overtime Live Friday night game of the week against Queen Anne's, who have won 5 straight. You got to go on the road, but you guys have had an outstanding year so far at 6-1.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for coming out. Yeah, it's a big game. A lot of indications, are going to be made based off of our performance. Obviously we got to win, and so obviously we're out here trying to just, implement our game plan as best we can to put the guys in the best position to be successful.
I kind of feel like Queen Anne's is in a place where you guys were in the spring establishing yourselves once again, and then you guys have taken it a step further. I know this season you still have this game and one more at the end of the year and then playoffs, but I kind of feel like that's where it at. You guys had the spring to establish yourself and set that base and then take the next step and follow that up. You guys have done that so far. Queen Anne's is kind of in the spring, so kind of similar patterns this year between the teams.
Yeah, absolutely. The spring was huge for us. I think being able to play actual games, a year after our first year and as a staff, I think that, we were able to, again, add to that culture and really, get better at guys playing with discipline. And so, again, it was great, and I think we're taking the right steps, but we got a long way to go.
Coach, you've had the opportunity to see Queen Anne's on huddle and obviously some practices and one going on as we speak right now. What are some of the challenges that Queen Anne's presents to you guys?
I think, even traditionally as a program, they're actually one of the only teams I knew about before I went to Salisbury on the Eastern Shore, being from across the bridge. So, the program traditionally has been a hard-nosed, tough program. Guys run the ball well. Guys play discipline. Guys tackle. Guys play hard-nosed football. So, that being able to meet that type of mentality that they have has been our biggest challenge. Tackling is one. I think, with their style of run game, our guys got to be able to tackle well. So we've implemented that in the practice plan and emphasized tackling technique and running our feet and gang tackling. That's one. And then, just the same thing on our offensive side of the ball, implementing the same thing. Guys got to get off the ball. We emphasized in our meeting with Coach Collinson, we got to get off the ball and we got to block to the whistle.
Coach, very quickly, what's it going to take to win this game? What's one of the keys?
Biggest key that I would say is eliminating turnovers, creating big plays, and big plays on special teams.
Coach, best wishes to you. Friday night game of the week, Queen Anne's and these WiHi Indians. Coach, thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
So Mike has talked with Isiah Taylor from WiHi, and I've got Al Waters with us from Queen Anne's County High School. Big game coming up this Friday night, later on tonight, in fact, when folks are watching this. And it's a game that it's a big game, but then again, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean anything.
Well, it means a lot for playoffs because right now we're sitting at 3, WiHi's at 2. If we can pull this upset out, then we leapfrog them and we'll have an extra home game for playoffs.
But is it an upset? I mean, with looking at the way you guys have played lately?
Absolutely. I mean, we've had a couple of lucky breaks. We're winning the close games, getting by. I think WiHi's kind of blowing teams out, winning with bigger margins. So I think it's an upset. Absolutely. I think they got the upper hand, especially with their quarterback coming back and everything like that.
When you look at WiHi and you look at Queen Anne's, you guys are kind of mirror images of each other. WiHi might have the edge on the number of true athletes, but I think you kind of run similar offenses.
Yeah. I mean, they're bigger up front. They're very physical. But yeah, for the most part, it's pretty much the same. It's basically a pistol. We run with a fullback. They got a sniffer. But more or less, it's the same concept. And defensively, it's pretty close also.
What is the biggest challenge that WiHi presents for you tonight?
We got to stop number 1, 3, and 5. Those 3 kids are game changers. Anytime they get the ball in their hand, they can score. If it's 3 yards away or 99 yards away, they can score. So we got to be cautious where all 3 of them are on the field at all times.
Do you feel like you have an advantage over WiHi in any part of the game?
Our fans. We got the best fans in Bayside. We had fans drive 2 hours last week to come and watch the Steve Decatur, and I think that was a big part. At one point at the end of that game last week, I thought we were at home for a second because the fans were just great. So I think now we're playing at home. We have won a couple games in a row, so they really want it too. So we're going to feed off their energy, actually. So, yeah, I think that's probably the only advantage we got.
The U.S. Heating and Air pregame show starts today at 6:40. We'll have kickoff with the Chin Chick Sports Locker kickoff at 7 o'clock. Don't miss it. Hear it on 94.3 WINX-FM. You can also hear it online at forevermidshore.com or download that free Forever Radio app, and you can listen on your phone no matter where you go. It's all coming up here with Shore Sports and Overtime Live.